When you're starting a YouTube channel, there are some important things that you should take into consideration. For me, one of those things was which camera will I be using? And more importantly, which camera am I going to be able to afford? What you're watching is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And this is the camera I decided to start my YouTube channel with. But let me explain to you why this is the perfect camera for content creation, even in 2024, almost a year after this camera was released. So, in case you've been living under a rock and you don't know what the Osmo Pocket 3, it is basically a pocket-sized camera with a 1-inch sensor capable of recording up to 4K 120 frames per second in slow-mo mode and up to 4K 60 frames per second in normal video recording. Now, the Osmo Pocket 3 comes with a 2-inch size rotatable screen, and it also comes with a 3-axis mechanical integrated gimbal, which basically means whatever you record is gonna come out super stable. It can also do stereo audio recording, and it is also capable of recording footage in 10-bit DLOCM, which for those who color grade their own videos, this is an advantage because that basically means that the 1-inch sensor is collecting more data from the frame that you're recording so that you can pull out more colors and more vibrant scenarios when you're color grading your footage in your preferred video editing software. It also has a bunch of other features like active track, which basically means you can draw a little square on your screen or on the DJI Mimo app, and it will be tracking whatever you put within that square. But now let's get to the process of using an Osmo Pocket 3 for your video content creation project, and why this camera has hundreds of reviews on YouTube praising the characteristics of it. So the first pro that you're gonna find is that it is capable of recording excellent footage. Now, I'm not gonna come here saying that this camera is capable of recording cinematography or filmmaking pro level videos, but I can tell you that this camera is capable of recording simple A-roll, B-roll shots within the content creation realm. Now, this doesn't mean that your videos are not gonna look professional. On the contrary, it's gonna look a little bit better than amateur video recording, but this doesn't mean that it's gonna reach levels of pro filmmaking or cinematography. Let's say if you're coming from recording from your phone or stuff like that, it's gonna look a little bit more professional, which is not a huge jump in quality because cameras on the phones nowadays are impressive, honestly. But this is gonna give a little bit of more professionalism in terms of stabilization and color grading in your video editing software in post, which is a lot to say considering that brands like Apple have their own alternatives to this 10-bit DLOCM footage. Another pro when it comes down to this camera is the pocket size and how portable it is, considering that you have a gimbal integrated into this device. If you're used to vlogging or recording outdoors, or for example doing cinematic b-roll, the stabilization from the gimbal is going to give you a much professional look. And the fact that you could put it into a pocket size, or for example, this is the back, and I can tell you this is super portable in comparison to those big gimbals or vlogging setups from YouTubers out there. This is a great alternative, and it stacks a lot of points in the pros of this camera. Now, something that is a little bit overlooked is that there are two versions in which this camera comes. There's the normal version and there's the creator combo. I suggest that you get the creator combo if you're considering in buying one of these devices, and the reason being that it comes with this. This is basically the DJI Mic 2, and it will dramatically increase the quality of your content when you hear the audio from this device. It has a lot of synchronization features, things like you can press a button on the mic and it will start recording on the camera and stuff like that that will make it easier for you. The pairing is a simple process. The instructions are very clear, and the advantages of recording your audio using this device are huge. As I said, it's gonna increase dramatically the quality of your content, and I can promise you, you will not be disappointed with the creator combo. It also comes with this battery handle, which is basically like an extra 60% of battery for your camera. So yeah, if you're considering buying this camera, I would suggest that you get the creator combo. Now, something a lot of reviews out there don't talk a lot about is the DJI Mimo app and how well integrated it is within the DJI ecosystem when it comes to recording alone. For example, if you're recording and you're by yourself, you can use the DJI Mimo app as a monitor so that you can see how your image is looking. If you're in frame, you can start recording remotely and you can set up shots that you wouldn't be able without the app. So the DJI Mimo app, it's a huge tool when it comes to recording with the Osmo Pocket 3, and I highly suggest that you use it in depth and you get to know what features it comes with that will make your life easier. Another pro is that this camera doesn't come with only one shooting mode, it comes with multiple. For example, it has time-lapse, hyperlapse, slow-mo videos, active tracking, which is another feature that I talked about earlier, and each one of those modes has its own thing. It's gonna make your footage look special, your content, your final product look different and stand out from other content creators, which leads me to one of the most important pros from this device, and it is the 10-bit D-Log-M footage. I cannot stress this enough. The creativity freedom you get when you record with 10-bit D-Log-M and you're color grading your footage, it's huge. It allows you to introduce your own personalization in the footage. Once you're color grading your own style, your own presets, whatever you want, and the footage ends up looking great. So the integration of this footage mode is one of the greatest features about this device. And finally, one of the most important pros of this device is the price. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is not cheap, but this is not as expensive as a camera can get. When it comes to this camera, I would define it as the perfect device for those who are starting in content creation. And the reason being is that, for example, if you take me as an example, this is not my first project. This is like my third content creation project. And if you're like me and you change your mind about things fast, this is a great opportunity, because for the price, you're not gonna regret as much investing in a device like this than you're gonna be regretting if you invest in a huge DSLR camera, for example. So if you're a person that constantly changes your mind and you start new projects every month until you find that niche that you want to start your content creation journey about, I would highly suggest this camera. It is cheaper than a DSLR, and I promise you're not gonna be disappointed with the quality of the content that you're gonna put out. I think the creator combo is around $669 on Amazon, which if you put it in contrast with some of the cheapest DSLR or vlogging cameras that are around there, those are around $1,000. Those are around $300 that really make a difference. So in conclusion, can this device be a YouTube channel studio camera? Definitely. If you have great lighting and you basically have where to put it, you can hit record and start content creation. This is a great device if you're starting your content creation journey, either outdoors or indoors. And I truly believe that if you buy this device, you will not be disappointed and you're not gonna regret it. Another point that I would like to make out is that this should not be considered, and I know I'm repeating myself, but I want you to take this from this video. This should not be considered a professional camera. This is just what it is. It is a pocket-sized camera that it's meant to give you the facility of recording your shots with an integrated gimbal, and as a consequence of that, make your footage look more professional and more cinematic. Not at a professional level, but a good, decent quality level. So for all the content creators out there that are reviewing this DJI Osmo Pocket 3, please stop comparing this device to professional DSLR cameras. This is not what this is meant to be compared with. I think that this should be its own category of devices, and it is meant to make your life easier. Something great is that this camera gives you freedom, and what I mean by that is that you don't have to go out with a whole bunch of gear. This is literally all you need to go out and start creating content with this device, and I think that's one of its best selling points. And if you're a person that don't like to be seen with a huge camera gear for vlogging or stuff like that, I think this device is for you, and you're gonna be very happy with your purchase. Some people say that freedom doesn't have a price, but I would say that for $669 you feel a little bit more free when it comes to content creation with this device. So that would be it for me. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and as always, see you next time I hit record.